In 1961, a young Robert Zimmerman makes his way to New York City to visit his ailing hero Woody Guthrie and to start his music career. So he goes to all the folk clubs and starts playing and quickly gets himself a manager in Albert Grossman. And then with some promotion and some more gigs, he gets a concert at Carnegie Hall, at Carnegie's Chapter Hall. He quickly gets a producer in John Hammond Jr., who signs him almost on the spot from a harmonica session at Columbia Records. And today on another vinyl show, it's a new star on Columbia Records. It's Bob Dylan's debut album. Ike Frazier Industries presents another vinyl show with Ike Frazier. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Ike Frazier, and today we're talking about another great debut album, this time from legendary Bob Dylan. His first album, self-titled Bob Dylan. This record right here, not a great success when it came out, but after his second album, the freewheelin' Bob Dylan, came out with Blowin' in the Wind, a #1 single by Peter, Paul, and Mary, then his first album started to sell. And as we'll see in the video, it's a big success in England. But this one right here is not a 6i. This is the second pressing I have right here. That is the guaranteed high fidelity label. So white Columbia logo, black print. That's the second pressing right there. And the funny thing about it is matrix numbers are -1A on both sides. So I don't know if they used the same plates for the early ones or not. But this is a really good record, and it doesn't have the voice that Dylan would have later. It has more of his Dust Bowl Dylan right here. But one of my favorites on here, In My Time of Dying. Led Zeppelin took In My Time of Dying. The Animals took Baby Let Me Follow You Down, and that changed into Baby Let Me Take You Home. That was their first single. And then their second single, House of the Rising Sun, is from this record. Of course, he took it from Eric Von Ronk, I think, is that right? And just a really great record. I don't know if you have this one, but it's worth giving a listen to. And it's the earliest Dylan there. So it's a really great album. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And to all our new subscribers, we thank you guys for coming along for the ride and checking out another vinyl show. And our regular viewers and subscribers, we appreciate you guys. Like and comment, tell us what's coming up. We've got a few suggestions about some other videos people would like to see, and we'd like to get to that as soon as possible. But otherwise, if you got the time, give us a like, give us a comment about what's one of your favorite records, or what are your favorite Bob Dylan records. If you have this record, do you have a mono 6i or a stereo 6i, the elusive Bob Dylan album? If you do, let us know in the comments. And if you got the time and you like what we're doing here, how about subscribing and checking out everything we're doing here at another vinyl show? But I'm your old pal Ike Frazier, and up next is our Bob Dylan debut album. So hang around for the video. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Recorded in 3 afternoon sessions, November 20th to November 22nd, 1961, John Hammond Jr. records Bob Dylan by himself with his harmonica and his acoustic guitar. And they record the first album for reportedly less than $500. Some claims $402. And with the quick recording of the album, it is released March 19th, 1962. And here we see it. Bob Dylan is released with the Columbia Mono 6i label and is released in stereo with the Columbia 6i label. And here we see a stereo cover for the 6i and the beautiful 6i stereo label. Now, Mitch Miller, who is Sing Along with Mitch, everybody's favorite Columbia Records executive, he says that this record probably sold about 2,500 copies, but that 2,000 to 5,000 copies were pressed. And this became known as Hammond's Folly because the record did not sell. And it was released in Canada as well. And here we see the Canadian copy, which has this little blurb on the top of the cover right there that says it's playable on mono and stereo there. And we see the back cover of it, and despite the fact that Bob Dylan's earliest TV appearances were in Canada, it did not chart. And here we see him in 1963. Now, it was released in the UK at the same time and was a slow burner there. And it has a laminated front cover with a flip back there and no picture of Bob on the back. And it is known for these textured orange CBS labels from Columbia over there. Now, this record was more popular in the UK than it was the United States, especially with musicians, where the Animals, they don't even have their Beatle haircuts yet right there. The Animals' first single was Baby Let Me Take You Home, which was a recreation of Baby Let Me Follow You Down from this album. House of the Rising Sun's version becomes the Animals' #1 breakthrough single in America. And in 1965, when Dylan is back in the UK playing shows, here we see him and Albert digging the scenes of the UK, it makes it all the way to number 13, its highest chart position in the world, and probably one of the only countries that it actually charts in. Well, by going to number 13, it earned itself a silver disc in the UK, so it's the only country that it won an award in. If we fast forward to 1975, the influence of this record is still going, because I am sure that's where Led Zeppelin learned their song In My Time of Dying from Physical Graffiti, is from Bob Dylan's first album. And here we see Bob here in 2026, and this album by 2026 has sold 1.2 million copies worldwide, so it's the only Dylan record not to chart in the US. What could the values of these original pressings be? Well, the Canadian version that we see here, that does have the little blurb on the top of the cover about being a mono playable stereo record. We see that one, the value for that was Discogs $69. Not too expensive. Now in the UK, where we had those beautiful flip backs and laminated front covers on Bob Dylan's debut album with the CBS orange textured labels, well, that was released in a mono and a stereo. And there we see that label again, beautiful orange with the non-pictured back cover, $137 for a UK mono. Now, what about the USA copies, where there are limited amounts, supposedly only 5,000 copies pressed in the United States of America, according to Sing Along with our buddy Mitch Miller there. So here we go, mono 6i right here. Now, this record is pretty elusive, but 100% the 6i's are the first pressings of Bob Dylan's first album. Discogs $850 for a mono 6i. Up on eBay, $663. Now, stereo. Now, remember that there's probably only 500 copies with the stereo 6i label from back then. Not very many of those at all. Yep, and there we see the beautiful cover, 500 copies in stereo, and ooh, look at that, Discogs, $800. It's pretty expensive. What about Heritage Auctions had a stereo 6i recently, and it went for an incredible $1,250. Now you see the eBay stereo 6i. What did it go for on eBay? This one is stamped promo and sticker, $4,239. A new star on Columbia Records. Every promo should have that sticker on it. Now, the mono promo LP, and you will see that the demonstration record is printed on that label. It is not a stamp. The top price ever, eBay, $5,000 for Bob Dylan's first mono promo LP. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.